What's up, guys? I'm back with another movie review. I'm continuing my rewatch and re-review of the Paranormal Activity series. Today we're up to Paranormal Activity 4. Full disclaimer, this is my favorite of the first four Paranormal Activity movies. I think it gets a lot of stuff right that the previous ones got wrong. The overall narrative here is actually different than the rest of the series. It has a little bit different approach, which is a huge deal because the series has been pretty much just puking up the same narrative to this point, and here things get a little bit different. We have a new family, and they're nice, rich. They're a little bit dysfunctional, but they're upstanding citizens. There's a little creepy kid in their neighborhood who keeps showing up around at the soccer game. And then he's up in the treehouse, and as it turns out, his mom is having some issues. So the family decides to do what kind rich people do, and they take the kid in for a few days while his mom recovers. Even though they don't know anything about him and everybody's creeped out by him, they go ahead and take him in anyway. Soon after he arrives, really creepy stuff starts to happen. There's a young girl who lives there, and she's super afraid of him just because everything is she just gets a terrible vibe from this kid. And then over time, we just start to see things escalate as they do in the Paranormal Activity series. This one pretty much drops all pretense of presenting it, like it's realistic. It definitely goes bigger and more spectacle than the other ones, even though it is still definitely found footage. This one I think, got the most press at the time because it used the Xbox Kinect, and it was a trick that kind of went viral for a while where it projected the lights all over the room, and it uses that very effectively. I think it's some of the most effective scenes in the movie, in this entire movie series. With the creepy image walking across the Kinect dots. I even thought it was super creepy and just super cool. I don't know about scary, but it was definitely creepy, and it was a really cool image. I like the girl who plays, I can't remember what her name is. She's like the blonde girl. She's actually a likable character, which is rare for this series. I think we've only had one other likable character through these first four movies. So it's nice to have someone that you at least hoped would survive. Her like quasi boyfriend / friend zoned guy is also a decent character. The two of them together have some really funny moments. There's some really awkward attempts at seduction that are just super cringe. The scene where he puts his hand on her leg is absolutely like you can't even look. It's so cringy. You can't even look at it. It's just a really fun scene, and they have a lot of those little quirky, awkward moments between them. So there is a lot more character development here than there is in the previous movies, and it's just nice to have a likable character. The movie also goes much more active with the jump scares, and it's a lot less just waiting around for something to happen. Also, for the first time in the series, we have a lot of like false scares. So we have a cat jumping around. We've got sudden movements from our characters. A lot of stuff that's not related to the supernatural. So they definitely went for a more active horror experience here, and I think it works. I definitely still wouldn't say Paranormal Activity 4 is a great movie, but I think of this series, it's the best one, and to me, it's one of the better found footage movies out there. It's definitely not believable, it's not realistic, but I think it is fun to watch, especially, if you like the genre. But again, if you don't like found footage, this movie's probably not going to win you over, but I think it's got a better chance of entertaining you than the previous three movies do, because even though it is found footage, it relies on a more active, scare tactics, and it has a lot more traditional horror tropes than the previous three do. So I think it's a really solid movie. It's definitely my favorite of the first four Paranormal Activity movies. And that's it. That's my review of Paranormal Activity 4. I would recommend it even if you're not a huge found footage fan, just because it does kind of do some things that the other movies in the series don't do. If you like this review, please check out my website, markfusion.com. You can read full write-ups on the Paranormal Activity series, as well as hundreds and hundreds of other horror, cult, exploitation, video games, TV shows, anime, all kinds of stuff. I update every single day, 7 days a week, normally multiple reviews a day. So there's always some new stuff to check out. I'm also on Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram at markfusion. You can follow me there, see what I got coming up. I'm also on Patreon if you want to support the site and this channel beyond the normal ways and get some exclusive content. But the best way you can support me is free and easy. Is hit that sub button and help me grow this channel. The more subs I get, the more time I can justify spending on this channel, and it's just nice to get that little endorphin rush whenever I get the notification of a new sub. So thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it, and hopefully I'll see you soon.